I'm Niall Wilson, men's artistic gymnast, and recently I've just come back from the Olympics. Well, not just come back from, but I competed in the 2016 Rio Olympic Games and won a bronze medal on the horizontal bar in gymnastics. So yeah, and it's across a 16-year journey to get there, and it's been incredible. In those moments, my self-talk's always very positive. You know, I can do this. I've done it hundreds, thousands of times. You know, come on, gear myself up. But then, like I say, you know, the amount of practice and repetition I've put in the gym. You know, I trust and believe in myself that I'm going to perform. And there's no hiding that you do feel very, very different in those environments. And you know, the amount of adrenaline going through your body, you're performing in front of people. It's a different atmosphere, a different environment. There's different people around. There's the cameras, all that kind of stuff, and it's very much so just blocking everything out and just getting to my little happy room with me and the apparatus. It's just me and the high bar, and I'm in Leeds like I am every single day, and you know, and enjoying it. You know, just thinking this is going to be awesome. This, instead of in a situation like that, it's very easy to go in your shell and say, oh my God, look at all these people. What if I mess up? What if this? What if that? It's just, for me, it's just let's smash it. Let's have some fun. The Olympics was very, very different feeling. But my process and self-talk was exactly the same as it is, and I nailed my routine, so I'm going to keep doing that.
Language, from Niall's perspective, we did change from I can't, it's too long, it's too hard, to I can, and I can. You know, and that was inherent in Niall anyway, but he started using the language a lot more. I can do it, and a lot more, and this was a thing that I said to some of the other guys in some of the other sessions. I can't do this is transposed into just before you get on a high bar Olympic final telling yourself you can do it. Now that, to me, that methodology means something. You know, circle of concern and circle of influence. Niall understands this circle of influence and how, if he starts being concerned about things that he can't influence, how it affects his performance. You know, we have that in the office as well. Lots of people are concerned about things that they simply cannot influence. So it's affecting their performance on a day-to-day basis with the customer. And therefore it doesn't become an effortless customer journey. Niall can't affect a lot of things that happen in his life through travel to gyms, to which country he's into, you know, the whole thing around physio and his body and all of that stuff has to happen, but it shouldn't affect his performance.
My awareness of that wasn't until recent years, certainly, you know, maybe even the last 2 or 3 years. So I've been 17, 18, 19, and I think, but it's something that it's clicked and it's thought, actually, I've done that since I was 5, 6, 7 years old. I've just not realised that there's a direct correlation between my thoughts and my beliefs and my performance. But now for me it's massive, and I'm really getting to the deep roots of my thoughts and trying to, not just in my sport and my gymnastics, but everyday life, everything, just switching that self-talk and those you know, I think the stat was you speak to yourself 50,000 times a day or something ridiculous like that, and if they're all negative and it's all, I'm tired, I'm bored, blah, 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 you know, how is your performance going to be, you know, just in general day-to-day enjoyment, spitty conversations with people, you having time when you're spending time with your family, being in the gym, working hard, trying to really get to the roots of my thoughts and my self-talk and just switch it to the other side of the scale. I've noticed a huge change in my life, not just my gymnastics.
Niall gives me feedback and develops me. So as a recent example, the other day, Joanna is at home at the moment and she went out for a walk. So Joanna's quite big on fitness and exercise, and if she can't get to the gym, she went for a walk, didn't she? She went for a walk in the pouring down rain. So she wore a coat and she came back in, and I kind of went nuts with her. I was about her jacket and it was dripping wet, and why she got out in that jacket, and it was ridiculous. And so Niall says, Dad, it's just a jacket that's wet. You know, why are you getting so agitated and wound up and talking to Joanna like that when it's just a wet jacket?
It'll dry in 50 minutes.
I just go, oh yeah, you're right, Niall.
I think
he's developing me now.
But then as well, I notice it's so much more in other people, because I feel like it's a complete game changer to me. So then the language that my friends use, that my teammates use day to day, I just almost sit back and just smile and just think, you know, how, you know, victim behaviour, negative, aggressive. Being honest, it's changed my life. I spoke about the resolutions, and it doesn't work when you're trying to use tactics to change your life, and I'll start Monday or I'll start on January the 1st, but building your confidence and doing doing what you say you are going to do is very powerful. So as much as, I probably don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, do an hour gym session and sweat and be in pain, but the way you feel and how much it builds your confidence at 6 o'clock when you've got up and you've done it, the way you feel then, that's a game changer, because you said you were going to do what you were going to do. You know, like, it could be with anything. I've decided that this phone call is going to be amazing. I'm going to be really positive. I'm going to say it. And after the phone call, you think, actually, you know, and then it's beginning to build that confidence and start deciding to change your life and actually committing. And that's so important. It's not like we spoke in the room. It's never as easy as just saying, let's do this and do it. It takes a lot of time, a lot of practice over the years, a lot of hard work. You know, people ask me, how do you stay driven and how do you stay motivated? I just reply with, how don't you? The question for me is, how don't you stay driven? Like, why? I want to achieve what I want to achieve. I'm a human, and I can do anything I want. How do you not stay motivated and driven? Like, what's stopping you?
So your earlier question tonight. So my in Niall's world, my role is to be his dad. Yeah, my job is his dad. That's my job. That's been assigned to me. He has coaches and physios and nutritionists and psychologists. They have their role. I do the dad role. The reality is the dad role does tip into the other ones because I'm a support mechanism for all the others. So the type of things we're talking about, Niall and I talk about, my work role is to support and help the people that work for me be the best they can be. Yeah, and this rechecking each time you do, and I've done it, and I've done it, and I know what it's like. When you come to your 40th call of that day, that's the 40th claim that you have done. It's been a pretty tough day, and one or two things might not have gone right. You know, how do you get to that 40th customer? You know, recheck yourself, and that customer, it's the first call they've done, but it's the 40th one you do. You recheck. You think about the next customer that you're going to deal with, and making sure that you can be the best that you can be on that call. And a lot of that is about self-talk, because if you're telling yourself, I've had 30 rubbish calls and now this ain't gone right and I couldn't get the art and I couldn't get the this and I couldn't get the that, the 40th person that rings you're going to get the back of all that. So you have to recheck and reassign, and that's what we talk about.
That's all it takes. That one calling it back when we play golf. I like 100 crap shots, but then all it takes is one awesome shot to just make me want to go back.
And then he thinks he can be a pro.
If I can do this all the time, this is it. I've got it.
Yeah, and, you know, and that 40th call might be the best one you've done for the day. You know, and finish the day off with a big smile on your face. I've really helped somebody. I've finished my shift. I'm on my way, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's do it all again. You know, you make them personal choices, and that's what I try to do with my team. The
day-to-day grind for me is painful. It's hard. You know, I'm training 4 to 6 hours, and then, you know, this morning I'll wake up and I feel like I've been hit by a bus. Embracing that, you know, this is what I do. This is what I love. I like that. I enjoy that. And getting to the end of the day knowing that I've worked the hardest that I can be, or getting to the end of 40 calls and knowing that I've smashed it all, that feeling then, that's how you stay inspired, that's how you stay motivated, and that's how you enjoy day to day.
Now remembers the dismount landing. Customer remember peak ending, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, some of these calls are 15 minutes long and you can have some real highs in the call and lows in the call, depending on, you know, there's things like liability. We've got to have a conversation about it. If it's your fault, it's your fault, but we do it well, and we do it with the customer and explain everything. The customer remembers the dismount. Yeah? Peak ending, that's what the customer remembers.
The judge remembers the dismount.
The judge remembers the dismount. You know, everybody remembers the dismount, don't they? The end, 15 minutes, remember the end. And if you think about it in life, you can spend 20 minutes in a shop. We were the other day trying to get shirts for his party. You remember the till, the queue, how it felt to be served, don't you? You don't remember the whole experience. So ultimately we want them to come back, don't we? We want them to stay our customers. We want to say, that was a great experience, I love it. More importantly to me, you know, is how everybody that comes to work feels on a day-to-day basis, because I know when they come to work and the way they feel will drive the dismounts and the peak endings.
If you want to ever achieve anything, no one watching this or that you know has ever been successful or achieved something without hard work. So I'd say there's no easy way around it. You're going to have to put in the hours, you're going to have to work, you're going to have to practice. Finding what you enjoy, I'd say number 2, like I've spoke a lot about fun. If you enjoy it, it becomes much easier and you're willing to put more work in. Being able to, you know, build your confidence, but then having that moment where you can just decide, you know, this is, you know, almost setting your goals and having that clarity. Sitting down, understanding what it is you want to achieve. I think a lot, certainly my friends, and I see it in a lot of people, they just almost live in a waking sleep. Well, I mean, they go day to day with no aims, no goals, nothing. It's just, yeah, I'm at this job, I do what I do, and I can't wait for the weekend till I have a day off. Do you know what I mean? So sitting down and really understanding what it is you want, being clear, and that, I think that will affect the first two that I said, the hard work and the enjoyment, because if you've got a clear end goal and clarity of where you want to be, you know then, right, how am I going to get there? I'm Niall Wilson, men's artistic gymnast, and recently I've just come back from the Olympics. Well, not just come back from, but I competed in the 2016 Rio Olympic Games and won a bronze medal on the horizontal bar in gymnastics. So yeah, and it's across a 16-year journey to get there, and it's been incredible. In those moments, my self-talk's always very positive. You know, I can do this. I've done it hundreds, thousands of times. You know, come on, gear myself up. But then, like I say, you know, the amount of practice and repetition I've put in the gym. You know, I trust and believe in myself that I'm going to perform. And there's no hiding that you do feel very, very different in those environments. And you know, the amount of adrenaline going through your body, you're performing in front of people. It's a different atmosphere, a different environment. There's different people around. There's the cameras, all that kind of stuff, and it's very much so just blocking everything out and just getting to my little happy room with me and the apparatus. It's just me and the high bar, and I'm in Leeds like I am every single day, and you know, and enjoying it. You know, just thinking this is going to be awesome. This, instead of in a situation like that, it's very easy to go in your shell and say, oh my God, look at all these people. What if I mess up? What if this? What if that? It's just, for me, it's just, let's smash it. Let's have some fun. The Olympics was very, very different feeling. But my process and self-talk was exactly the same as it is, and I nailed my routine, so I'm going to keep doing that.
Language, from Niall's perspective, we did change from I can't, it's too long, it's too hard, to I can, and I can. You know, and that was inherent in Niall anyway, but he started using the language a lot more. I can do it, and a lot more, and this was the thing that I said to some of the other guys in some of the other sessions. I can't do this is transposed into just before you get on a high bar Olympic final, telling yourself you can do it. Now that, to me, that methodology means something. You know, circle of concern and circle of influence. Niall understands this circle of influence and how, if he starts being concerned about things that he can't influence, how it affects his performance. You know, we have that in the office as well. Lots of people are concerned about things that they simply cannot influence.